how do they fix this then? What do they do? Because the criteria, disruptive is not a factor. It's as far as we're aware, it's just what you do on the field. Do they need to change the criteria and add character in?
It's not changing the criteria, no. It's changing the people who are voting to put these guys in. Yeah. It's about changing the guys. I mean, it's an older era now of the guys voting in. No disrespect to them, but talk to the guys like us who played against.
Let me say something about Moss real quick.
That's a good
You know what I don't like when people say, well, you need like Bill Polian, who knows a lot more football than he's forgotten more than I'll ever know. I get it, respectfully, as you say. But when he points to, like we say, maximum effort when you walk through, some people can get away with less than that, and they're still great. In every sport, we see it. Muhammad Ali sometimes came in out of shape. Babe Ruth was fat and out of shape. Some guys can do it. Some guys don't hustle. They're still Hall of Famers. It's not what we want. It's the way it is.
Real quick, the important point to make about a guy like Bill Polian and the Bill Polians of the world is this: that subjectivity is dangerous because you can't just ignore a level of production that somebody put out there. Bill Polian knows more about what went on in the locker rooms of those two guys through their NFL career than we may know. We're not questioning his knowledge. What we're saying is, in the end, that has to be irrelevant, because if they were good enough to put in the uniform, and they were good enough to put on the field, and they were good enough to pay, and they were good enough to keep around for more than a decade, if they were good enough to keep around for more than a decade, you can't then turn around and say, we're going to ignore all of that because he was a bad guy. You can't do that. That's not right.
They're the first era or generation of the me receivers that we saw in the National Football League. And I think that for them coming down to the Hall of Fame, now they're looking at that like, wow. The guys before them, the Jerry Rices, maybe so much, not even Michael Irvin, but those weren't the guys that you saw doing the things that T.O. and Randy did.
So we might need some other people in the room that are voting on this.
Let's get a little bit younger.
I'm Max Kellerman. Thanks for stopping by. Before you go, hit the button below to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a moment of me taking down Stephen A. Smith.